Well, hi everyone, we're back again. And sorry if it's a little loud out here. Unfortunately, again, I do live in town, so it's a little harder to find the quiet days. Behind me, we just start here, you'll notice my corn. Um, we had a little bit of wind that came through with some heavy rain, and my corn didn't really hold up the greatest. So let's go take a look at that first. So here it is. I've got this stalk that, I mean, it's still alive. I'm going to let it go, see what happens. It's not broken, it's just bent over. But you'll see here, this big hole, I had to pull a bunch out that just broke, was already dying. I had the same problem last year. I was really excited at how well this all was doing. And then that wind came through and just pushed everything over. Um, a fair amount of it did recover. This patch still here is pretty much still, doing all right, worse for the wear. But next year, I'm going to have to look at solutions for bracing because we're probably going to be here one more growing season um, before actually moving to the 3 acre property. So we'll have to figure something out because this is not working out. So if anybody has any, tips, ideas, things that they've used, I'd love to hear about that in the comments. Just we're not really sure exactly at this point how to move forward with, making this a better setup. All right, we'll take our walk over here back to my entryway. We'll stop here first and check these guys out. Look at how big this teddy bear is. This is one of the bigger ones that I've seen. And it's just I love it. I'm definitely going to save the seeds from this because if I can keep growing bigger teddy bears, I absolutely will. But even the little ones down here are looking really good. I've got a bunch more babies coming in too. Little tiny ones hiding in there. Down in here. And this is just because I sewed them so thick in this container. But this is what I wanted. I wanted a few big ones, a few medium size, and then a lot of the smaller ones. The gladiolas over here, coming and going. I'm going to come through here in Deadhead. Probably should have done that before I started the video, but live and learn. But they're doing really good. They're coming up. I just planted the bulbs actually a little late, honestly. I'm going to come in here and get those tomatoes out of there. This tomato finally got long enough that I was able to attach it to the trellis. So that's doing really good. My Roma tomato over here. It's doing good. It's got its fruit. It's setting some new fruit up here. And it's some new little flowers going on. Give these babies a little shake. Help them out with pollinating. It's not a whole lot of bees going on, so kind of is what it is. Other tomatoes going up here, and they're growing up this thing just great. Honestly, they're doing really, really well. This one's not quite tall enough to reach yet, but I have to come in here another day or two, pick these. Parsley, I did pull out the big stalk of parsley, but these babies are still coming up. So that's doing good. But yeah, next year, definitely just going to start with this trellis. We'll probably just leave this here through the winter. It's a walkway. It's not, any kind of in the way. But yeah, it's doing super, super well. Here's my little heart tomato. Those of you that also follow me on Instagram or on Facebook probably saw the picture I took of this with the caption, "If you love your garden, it will love you back." So there's the heart tomato. It's going to be sad when it's time to pick it. But this one is chugging right along, right along. It's doing really well. Actually, all the tomato plants over here, after moving these guys, my Sweet 100s and the Early Girls, they've definitely grown a lot more in this space than they grew when I had them back over on the other side of all that. But these guys are doing really, really good. We got some more flowers here. This little guy here has got some fruit starting. So that's exciting. This fruit's been hanging out here a while. It's probably going to start to blush soon. But, you know, a little more babies in there. Hanging out too. Just waiting for this dude here to start setting some flowers. Alright, let's take a walk over to the cucumbers. Alright, here are the cucumbers. Oh, looks like I've got one I got to come back out here and pick. That one got a little away from me. Oh, dude in there, it's got to come off too. But cucumbers, back to the cucumbers. These are doing really well, except for some reason this plant, these leaves keep ending up pretty rough. I've also come out here, I've lost quite a few fruits that have gotten to about this size and then started to rot. So, I mean, I don't really know what's going on with this particular plant. I did start another one in its place. I am going to place another one there. I did start two. This one didn't do anything, so I'm going to come out here in a little bit and throw another seed in there, and hopefully that'll take off. But surprisingly, this plant that seems literally the most stressed is the one that's putting off literally the most fruits. I don't know. I don't get it. It's just, I don't know. And this plant, which seems super healthy, like it's got all these side vines and it's just super lush, is just not produced anything. It seems to just be putting off continuously just male flowers. So, oh, and there I go lying. There's finally one there. I'm going to come back out here and actually hand pollinate that when I'm done, because these guys got to start giving me some cucumbers. I've only gotten 4 or 5, despite how healthy they look. So, any down here? No. Alright, well, moving on. I guess I'll come over here now to this side. Those, by the way, were Early Fortune. These are Boston Pickling. And they're doing okay. As evidenced by the fact that I completely missed one. And look at this dude. I'm going to have to take him off right now. But see, this is actually a good example of what I'm getting a lot of, is not pollinated. You know, so I'm not really, I mean, I'm just coming in and doing, you know, what I'm doing and hand pollinating because, you know, that's a perfect example of what I keep getting, is the non-pollinated fruits. And then every once in a while, something like this gets away from me. You know, it happens. This white cucumber, which is what this is, has given me like 2 fruits so far and hasn't really done a whole lot else yet. So I'm just keeping an eye on it, waiting to, you know, see some female flowers. Oh, here's another good example on this Boston. They keep not getting totally pollinated. This white cucumber plant, though, has given me a few. I don't know why it won't focus. There we go. You know, this one, I'm not really 100% sure on that one. This one, I don't think got pollinated. That one is growing in a very bad spot. Let's see if we can get that out of there, or I might have. Oh, hope it wasn't too late and I can get it out. Oh, got it. So that one, hopefully, didn't scuff it up too bad. And it'll continue to grow all right. Another one here. So this one's doing all right. But I am definitely having a pollination issue that I've kind of had to take into my own hands. All right, so next, I think we will go and check on the peppers. All right, as always, we'll start with my little jalapeno plant. It's doing really good. We've already harvested off of this a couple different ones. You know, and it's still flowering and still putting off fruit. We actually just harvested 2 big ones that were probably, like if you look at this one, probably about that much bigger to do some pickling with. So that one's doing really well. My orange bell pepper over here is doing really well. This guy's going pretty good. I definitely know for next year to plant a lot more. I guess I was just kind of hoping that these would, you know, produce a lot more. I guess I always thought that, you know, peppers, you know, were really heavy producers, and that's kind of not been the case. And I mean, it might be something I'm doing, or it might just be the nature of peppers. Still learning. Come over here to the California Wonder, which has finally set a tiny little fruit. We've got more flowers and things coming in, so hopefully that also does well. And then over here is my yellow bell, which has got some pretty sizable bell peppers on it. One there. And then over here, they're actually starting to get a little color, little bit. I'm not sure if it's just lightening up in the green or if it's starting to do the yellow blush. Again, this is the first time I've grown these. And speaking of the first time I've grown things, here are my dragon tongue bush beans. I started these kind of on a whim just to give them a shot. So, I mean, if nothing really happens, it's not going to really break my heart. I would definitely like them to succeed. But I definitely think the grow bag was maybe a poor idea. As you see, this bag's really struggling. It's just very hard for them to retain the moisture that apparently that they need. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really think about that. You know, so again, this is just very much an experimental year for me. And I'm actually looking into planting my fall garden, which is going to be probably more cauliflower and things of that nature. One thing that I forgot to show you guys was actually over here. I did harvest some of my basil. For those of you who follow me on social media, I'm sure you've seen the picture of, you know, my big fist full of basil. This is just regular basil. This is my sweet basil. And I started kind of on a whim, some lettuce leaf basil, which is coming along really good in these, I call them pots, but they're not. They're like the Halloween cauldrons, but they're what I had. I just drilled some holes in the bottom. And they seem to be working pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with that. So over here, I have my melons, which are doing really good growing up this trellis. They seem to be doing a lot better than when they were on the ground. I do have quite a few fruit starting to set. on this honey melon here. It's 1, 2, I think I had, yep, 3. I want to say there was 4 on here, but maybe not. Maybe not. My Kajari is still plugging away. Still only male flowers. And it's looking a little rough. So I'm not really sure how super well it's going to do. I'm holding out hope. Holding out hope. But these guys are doing okay. I mean, obviously not the great. Oh, there's another one starting. I found that I definitely have had more success with this one in actually setting the fruits instead of them just falling off with hand pollinating. Next year, I'm going to have to really make a conscious effort to, order some pollinator flower varieties for next year to interplant maybe a little bit better than I did this year, to try to pull in some more pollinators to kind of do that job for me. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me again and checking out what I got going on here at Rough Patch. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will respond to you as soon as I can. Stealing sunflowers before we go. These are getting huge. But I hope everybody has a good rest of their week and a great weekend. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.